Hello and welcome, sports fans, to this live streaming event from Table Rock Sports Productions in partnership with our local school districts. We'd also like to say thank you to our local sponsors who make these live athletic streams possible. Please support their businesses when you can. I'm Terry Ross, coming to you live from Grants Pass High School in Grants Pass, Oregon. This is the Lithia Superstore Game of the Week as we get set for this matchup. Girls basketball tonight as the Grants Pass Lady Cavers are hosting the Roseburg Indians. Coverage today is brought to you by Table Rock Sports, Oregon's leading provider of live high school athletic streams through our Lithia Superstore Game Center at TableRockSports.net. And we'd like to welcome all of you that are watching today's game, whether you are right here in the Grants Pass area or from further away. Our sponsors keep these events free for fans to enjoy. Please let them know you appreciate their support. And Table Rock Sports invites you to subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'd like to say thank you to the over 4,500 fans who already have done that. Next up is the Abby's Pizza pregame show with locations to serve you throughout Southern Oregon. Make Abby's Pizza your post-game stop. With a menu that covers all your family favorites, Abby's is an Oregon post-game tradition since the 1970s. We'll see you after the game at Abby's. We're back with more here on the pregame show right after this timeout on TableRockSports.net.
The Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Medford Superstore wants to buy your vehicle. So we'll beat any other dealer's offer to buy your vehicle by $500. And if we don't buy your vehicle, we'll fill up your gas tank. Only at Lithia Dodge.
Whether it's game day or a family get-together, Sherm's has the quality products and prices that will make you cheer. Sherm's Thunderbird Market, Medford's original discount grocery store.
You want diverse venues? We got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
The Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Medford Superstore wants to buy your vehicle. So we'll beat any other dealer's offer to buy your vehicle by $500. And if we don't buy your vehicle, we'll fill up your gas tank. Only at Lithia Dodge.
At Rogue Credit Union, we don't answer to shareholders. Instead, we return earnings back to our members. We know that we're stronger when we work together, and that's why we're invested here, living, giving, and supporting local. We're your friends and your neighbors. We know the needs of our communities. Being a part of Rogue means that our focus is on our members, and when you prosper, we prosper. See the credit union difference and how being a part of something smaller can have a bigger impact.
Bill's Glass covers the full spectrum of your glass needs and dreams. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home and auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Locally owned, family run, Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
Welcome back to the Abby's Pizza pregame show as we take a look at this matchup just before tip-off here, as we're running just a little bit late as the JV game ran just a tad late. Roseburg comes in 9-5 overall, 2-0 in conference play. Their last win was against North Medford, and they won that one 75-54, and that was, I believe, on the road. Let me check that. Yeah, no, that was at home. And we talked to Coach Chad Smith before the game. He said that they were a little upset that they allowed North Medford to have that many points. And then he remembered that they scored 75, so maybe it wasn't such a bad game after all. But the idea that they had scored 54 points on them, he felt like maybe they allowed them to have a little too many, a little more than they should have. This is not your Roseburg team of old. We had, in the past few years, they've kind of been the doormat of the league, but not anymore. They're in contention here, and Grants Pass is going to be in for a tough game. They are led by their point guard, Gabby Johnson, and they've got to, she's really, he says, able to control the floor, Coach Smith said. Well, they have 3 valedictorians on their team. 3 of them right now that have 4-point averages. A couple of seniors on that team with a 4-point average. And so he's feeling pretty good. He says it's interesting that they really can run the offense and just about run the whole thing themselves, as they're really an intelligent team, but maybe not quite athletically where you need to be in order to be a serious contender for state title and all of that. But they certainly have the know-how how to play the game. Coming along defensively, as we say, they are no longer the doormat of the conference. You're going to have to take these girls seriously. They've got some talent coming up too, by the way, for you Roseburg fans that might be listening. They've got some talent coming behind this on the JV and on the freshman squad. So it may be a couple of years here of we're having good basketball from the Roseburg Indians. Meanwhile, the Grants Pass Lady Cavers come in 7-8 overall, 2-1 in conference play. They managed during this last week, they lost to South Medford. Get my pages to work here right. They lost to South Medford 68-49. And then they were able to beat Sheldon 53-47 on Friday night in what Coach Ethan Lackey called well, he said it was a really good game. He said that they were down by 18 at one point in that ball game, and then they just came back in the fourth quarter. They held Sheldon to 4 points, 9 in the fourth quarter, 13 in the half. He's like, if you can hold a team down to 13 points in the half, you probably have a chance at winning. And so that's what they did. They Lady Cavers scored 18 points in that fourth quarter on Friday night. So they really came back. They got a little tougher on defense. They didn't turn the ball over. And that's something that the Roseburg coach, Coach Chad Smith, noted that if they're going to turn it up and play, his team is going to have to turn it up a notch too and play. So we'll see what these two teams can do. What does this mean for either ball club tonight? Well, what it really means is that you get a grip on second place, especially if you're Grants Pass and you go to 3-1, since you already defeated Sheldon. That would put a pretty good grip here early in the conference play on second place. And of course, for Roseburg, what it means is that they catch up a little bit and get pretty close to Grants Pass, as they would be still about a half a game behind them in conference play. But they would be in third place and looking pretty good at 3-0 if Roseburg can win this. In fact, they'd actually go ahead of Grants Pass because Grants Pass would end up 2-2. So there's a lot riding on the line here. This is not just a early conference matchup to see how you do. This is an early conference matchup to establish who's going to be number 2 in this league. And of course, you get 3 automatic qualifiers to the playoffs out of here. As Coach Ethan Lackey said, as far as the Lady Cavers go, they're hoping to get into that 16-12 spot. 12, 13, 14, somewhere in there, so that you can get a first round game. He's not so sure that they can get it up high enough to get 2 home games, but he would, of course, he'd be thrilled if they could do that, but he would like to at least get 1 home game out of the playoffs and then see if maybe if they get higher enough up the level or the ladder there on the rankings, maybe quite possibly in round 2 you get a bit of a favorable matchup that, even though you have to go on the road, gives you a chance to advance on to the state title. Coach Chad Smith, he says his team might make the playoffs, but for you Roseburg fans, he's not quite sure that they're ready to make much of a run at that state title just yet. But again, when you're a young team, just getting there would be a victory, because it's hard. to get to the playoffs. And we keep telling teams, if you can get to the playoffs, you haven't had too bad of a year. If you can get to the playoffs and actually win a game, well, that's even better. You're really starting to have a really good year to look back on. We're about ready to close out pregame activities here at the Heater Newman Memorial Gymnasium as the Grants Pass Lady Cavers get ready to take on the Roseburg Indians. We'll be back with the start of tonight's game and starting lineups right after this on TableRockSports.net.
It's game time. And there's only one thing that makes it all possible. Refs.
We're looking for people like you.
Former athletes,
parents,
community members,
anyone who can manage the game and stick with it.
But we need more heroes and stripes, people like you.
Join the team and keep sports alive.
Play ball.
Because no ref, no game.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
At Rogue Credit Union, we don't answer to shareholders. Instead, we return earnings back to our members. We know that we're stronger when we work together, and that's why we're invested here, living, giving, and supporting local. We're your friends and your neighbors. We know the needs of our communities. Being a part of Rogue means that our focus is on our members, and when you prosper, we prosper. See the credit union difference and how being a part of something smaller can have a bigger impact.
Bill's Glass covers the full spectrum of your glass needs and dreams. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home and auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Locally owned, family run, Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
Sports are in trouble, and officials are in extreme demand.
So we're looking for people like you.
Former athletes,
parents.
And community members.
What it takes is attention to detail.
A positive attitude and respect for the game.
Anyone who can manage the game and stick with it.
Because the hard truth is,
No ref, no game. Play ball.
And we welcome you back here to the Heater Newman Memorial Gymnasium as we get ready for hoop action here. And are introducing the Roseburg Indian Club already. Here's a Gabby Johnson, a 5'6" senior. Kennedy Smith, Kennedy Smith, excuse me, a 5'7" senior. Aline Miller, a 5'5" senior, and I didn't catch the other two. We'll get them for you in a moment here. In the meantime, here we come now for Grants Pass. First one off the bench for the Lady Cavers is going to be Kinley Cox, a 5'2" junior. Marley Hill, a 5'5" freshman. Madeline Lackey, a 5'11" senior. Millie Lathan, a 6-foot sophomore. And the last one off the bench. And your final starter for tonight is Eva Lindahl, a 6-foot sophomore. So let's see what other ones I missed there. I missed Kylie Miller for Roseburg, who's a 5'4" sophomore, and also Maddie Newton, a 5'9" freshman. So the Roseburg Indians and the Grants Pass Lady Cavers ready to tip this one off. As they say, there's early positioning that's involved in this ball game tonight. Up, and it's going to be controlled by Roseburg. Johnson with it. She is the point guard, and she is one of those valedictorians on the team. Really, really smart and really good at running Roseburg's offense. Almost like having a coach on the floor. Puts it up off the glass, and that one comes off the bottom of the rim. But grabbing it out of there is going to be Hill. Hill will get it ahead. And get it to Lackey. Lackey will get it back down to Lindahl. Lindahl can't get that to go. Johnson will grab the rebound out of there for the Indians. As I said, she's the point guard. She will handle it, according to Coach Smith, probably about 70% of the time. Right now it's Aline Miller with it in her hands. Around in the corner it goes to Kylie Miller. Kylie fires one. That one doesn't go. Out of bounds. Grants pass direction. Hill gets it into forecourt now for the Lady Cavers. Lindahl. Back around to Hill. Hill begins a drive. Hill will pop it back out to Cox for three. Yes! Roseburg gets stuck with it a little bit. And here's Kylie Miller with it. We have both Millers out on the floor, so we'll have to take care of that consideration there. As Johnson has it. Johnson trying to get it into the middle. Can't do it. And they're going to get this ahead to Hill. Hill's going to lay it in. Grants pass running away here at the early moments of it anyway. 6 minutes to go. First period. Johnson can't find anywhere to go. To Smith. I think that Miller had it there. Now they get it around to Newton. Newton also is one of those with a high IQ. Give it off now. Nope. We're going to have a foul. As Latham started the drive, but it will be a Roseburg foul. Aline Miller with the foul. Lindahl inbounds it. Right down to Latham. Latham, turn around, put it in. One of the players that Coach Smith talked about, that his team understands they have to limit. There's Johnson with the drive. That one falls off the rim. That they have to limit Latham. Not necessarily shut her out, but they got to limit her. But that's going to leave Hill wide open, and Hill's going to take another one and lay it in and be fouled. A foul on Newton. Hill at the line for one. And in. A quick 10-0 lead now for the Lady Cavers with 5:10 to go, first period. Johnson looking for somewhere to go. And get it in. Nope, we're going to get a blocking foul. It's on Latham. They'll bounce it in, put it up off the glass. There you go. That was nicely done. Kylie Miller gets Roseburg on the board. Here's Lindahl for three. No, that one doesn't go. Grab that out of there, foul. Lackey had it, but was fouled. That's foul is on Kylie Miller. Here comes Hill again. Pop it back out to Cox. Cox for three. No. And Roseburg has the rebound. Johnson all the way. Loses it out of bounds. Nope. Off of Grant's pass. Thought she lost it out of bounds on the drive. But off of Grant's pass coming in. Now for Grant's pass is Cameron Spindlove, along with Caitlin Court. We'll get it right yet. Coulter. And Hill puts one in. There's the one down low there. Turn around by Lindahl. Aline Miller. Get it down to Newton. Newton will fire. Newton will hit. There's a missed shot. A 12-6 ball game on the John L. Scott scoreboard. We're halfway through the first. Aline Miller to Newton. Back out to Aline Miller. On the corner to Johnson. Johnson takes the baseline. Baseline puts up the baselines. Doesn't get the bucket, but does draw the foul. Spindlove with the foul. More importantly, three on the Lady Cavers. Johnson at the line. And we're going to have a timeout. Going to have a 30-second timeout. Well, that will give us the opportunity to tell you that our sponsors make it possible to bring you our winter sports coverage. We'd like to say thank you to General Manager Justin Lombardi and our title sponsor again in 2026, the Lithia Superstore on Highway 62. They are your home for Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and Fiat vehicles and trucks. Before or after the game is a great time to visit Dutch Brothers and enjoy your favorite treat. Dutch Brothers supports the communities that support them, and for over 30 years, there is no better place after the game than Abby's Pizza. You can make some new memories at Abby's. Oh, the Lindahl has it in her hands, gives it off to Lackey. I'll make that Lathan, and Lathan will put it in. We have a strong breeze up here where we are tonight. Keeps blowing the papers around. Johnson. Back out. Around to Kennedy Smith. Smith to Newton. Johnson. Takes the baseline. Johnson gets it to roll in. So if you're the Lady Cavers, you better not sleep on Roseburg. They'll catch up with you if you do. Losing it there momentarily was Hill. They got it back till 3 by Lathan. There's a drive and no good, but another foul on Grant's pass. That is the fourth now on the Lady Cavers. They've only got 3 on the scoreboard. It's on Coulter. That's the first. I thought they already had 3. As Aline Miller puts the first one in. Well, nobody's yelling about the foul situation, so guessing there's only 3 fouls called. That one's no good. But they grab the rebound, putting it up, not getting it that time. It is Kylie Miller. And in the ensuing scramble, there's a foul on Roseburg. Apparently I gave one of the Roseburg fouls to Grant's Pass because they say that's their 4th one. The second one now on Kylie Miller. At 2.5 to go, first period. Hill loses it out of bounds. Which way? Grant's Pass. Ireland Weaver is in for Roseburg. There's a 3 by Hill. That one's offline. Knocked out of bounds, off a Coulter. Interesting thing about Roseburg, according to their coach, he was laughing about this a little bit. But he said they can only substitute 1 at a time. He said, then we do pretty good. If we put in 2 subs at the same time, he said, I'm not so sure. Here's Miller again. That one isn't any good that time. It was Aline Miller with that firing. Just firing. And now we're going to get a foul in the back court. I believe this is on. That is the 5th team foul on Roseburg. That foul is called on Aline Miller, her second. At the line is Latham. Should also tell you Natalie Reese is in for Grant's Pass. Latham's got 2 of them down. Sorry about that. I got a tickle in my voice all of a sudden here. We'll work on it during the break. Here's a throw up that's no good. That was put up by Weaver. And Weaver couldn't get that one to go. Lady Cavers ahead. Travel. Latham tried to get Hill. Hill tried to take the baseline and saw the basket, but forgot to dribble the basketball on the way. Johnson. Now they're going to run it. They're going to throw it out of bounds. No, they're going to say Roseburg basketball. They're going to say no. Now they're going to go Grant's Pass. Hill has it. Over to down to Reese. Reese. Back out. Ooh. Almost lost it there, but they got it back. Down to Latham. Latham turns, puts it off the glass. No. Latham gets the rebound. Latham goes up, gets that one. Johnson loses it, but it's going to be picked up. Here's Newton for 3. No, back iron. Latham with another rebound. Latham going left, going right, over to Hill for 3. Yes! And Roseburg says it's time for a timeout. I believe that's their second one, actually. Again, it's going to be a 30-second timeout. The scoreboards here don't show timeouts, so I'm going to assume that I'm right, that they've only got 3 left to go for the game. Today's game is brought to you by the Southern Oregon Sports Commission's Know Your Role campaign, promoting respectful behavior at youth sporting events, and by Hart Insurance, providing personal and business coverage in Grants Pass and Medford. Vans Road Credit Union is proud to partner with you, as that belongs to another club. We also want to say thank you to Steve Vincent and Avista Utilities in Southern Oregon for over 15 years of sponsorship in support of our live streaming coverage. Roseburg back at it now. We're down to 23 seconds to go. Almost lost it in the lane. Newton has it. Newton will throw it up. That isn't going to be any good. Lathan's coming out of there with the rebound. Lathan's going to get it ahead to Coulter. Coulter fakes one, then puts it up, and it'll roll in. Johnson for a long 3. No! And Lathan will grab it. We've made it through one at the end of one. Grants Pass 26. Roseburg 10 on the John L. Scott scoreboard. They have offices in Medford, Ashland, and Eugene.
Diverse venues? We got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Okay, you know how people complain about how Dutch Bros workers are like too nice, too hyper, compliment you too much, whatever? Maybe you're not nice enough. Maybe you need to get a little Dutch Bros in you.
Discover the West Coast destination for those seeking more. More sunny days, more athletic facilities, more outdoor adventures, more to do during downtime. Medford is your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
We're back for period number 2. And it's a big 16-point lead on the John L. Scott scoreboard for the Lady Cavers here on the Lithia Superstore Game of the Night on TableRockSports.net. Roseburg was going to make an emphasis of closing down, or at least slowing down, Lathan. She has 7, 9, 11 of the 26 in the first period, and Grants Pass turns it over. So Lathan in double figures before they even get out of the first quarter. I'm not sure that that's the kind of slow her down that they meant. There's Johnson. Almost lost it. We'll get it back out to Newton. Cross-court it. And a 3. No, that doesn't go. Knocked out of bounds. Roseburg way. Presley Petrie put up the 3-pointer there. She will also be inbounding. Got to get right back to Petrie. She'll set for a 3 again. No. I'll get the rebound one more time. Spinning. Newton gets it to go. That was a quick one there that time. Johnson. Spinning, twisting, that one kind of up short. Coming out of there with it was Spindlove. Over and lay it up and in, yes! Nugent. Johnson, travel. Weaver coming back into the game for the Roseburg Indians, replacing Kennedy Smith. It's an 18-point lead right now for the Lady Capers. Lathan for three. Yes! $14 in the first half for Lathan. Like I said, I don't think that's going to be considered slowing her down. Johnson is taken away by Lindahl. Lindahl gets it ahead to Lathan. Lathan up off the glass. That one doesn't go. Grabs the rebound, puts it in. Are you going to count it? We haven't got a decision yet. Count it. I didn't erase all my fouls here, so I will do that and reset them. As that foul is on Petrie. At the line, Lathan. No. But they get the rebound. Ooh, Lathan almost had another three. They're going to pass it underneath. Ooh, that went in. That's going to be Nugent again. I have Nugent unofficially for 6. I always say unofficially because who knows if we're exactly right on it. I'm going to try to be close. Here's Weaver. That one doesn't go. Lathan. Back to Nugent. Back to Lathan for 3. No. Johnson with the rebound. Trying to get around and does get it into the forecourt, but then has to pull it back out. Here's a 3 by Petrie. Yes! Make that Weaver putting that one in. 3 by Cox. No, that one is no good. Roseburg will slow it down just a little bit. Johnson. To Aline Miller. Down low. They were trying to get the reverse off of Petrie, but no, there's going to be a Roseburg or a Grants Pass foul. The foul is on Nugent, the first on Nugent, and at the line. Going to be Petrie. I had a conversation with Coach Chad Smith about free throw shooting. It's not their best area. They're at about 50%. I told him I think at all high schools are at 50%. It's a bit of an adventure at the high school level with the free throw line. That one's good. This will be a full timeout, so we'll take one also with them as Roseburg calls this one. Roseburg, a huge lead on the John L. Scott scoreboard.
Combining your home and auto insurance could save you time and money. And who doesn't like that? Want surprisingly great rates on auto, home, and life? Now's the time to call State Farm agent Rory Wold in Medford.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
This has been my profession for 30 plus years now. I really love my work. We try to source as many ingredients as we can as local as possible, like local fruits and vegetables. We have a menu like you would find in any nice restaurant. We don't make it until you order it, so everything will be coming out fresh. We do have wonderful desserts here as well. Every day you have 5 or 6 options as far as a fresh dessert go. People are bringing their friends and family and wanting to show off what we have here to offer.
Come take a tour of Twin Creeks and meet our award-winning
37-16 is our score on the John L. Scott scoreboard. The Lady Capers out by 21. John L. Scott. They have offices in Medford, Ashland, and Eugene. This is the Lithia Superstore Game of the Night on TableRockSports.net. I'm Terry Ross, and they're going to cross-court this one. Hill's going to fire a three. No. Bang it around some more. Grabbing it finally is Nugent. Back out to Hill. Thought about another three. Cox around to a Miller or a Lindahl make it for three. That one doesn't go. Grabbing the rebound is Ansley Carolo. If I could read my own writing, it would help. Petrie with it. Here's a three. Yes. Miller. Back out. Hill around to Lindahl. Lindahl will pop the short jumper. There's another three. That one isn't any good. Roseburg gets a rebound, puts it up. No, that doesn't go. Driving it out of there finally is the Lady Cavers flying into the forecourt. Here comes Hill, splits two, lays it up, doesn't go. Grabbing the rebound is Roseburg. Coming forecourt quickly with it is Kylie Miller. They go around in the corner quick like the Petrie. There's Aline Miller. Weaver with it. Here's Miller again. Yes! That would be Kylie Miller. Roseburg catch some fire, maybe. We'll have to wait and see here. They get it into the corner. Here's Lindahl with it, but that three is no good. Weaver with the rebound. We're down to 2:15 to go. That three-pointer's offline. There's laying that one in is Nugent. Three again. Yes! Kylie Miller with another three. Keeping Roseburg in it a little bit here. There's a short jumper that time by Cox. He'll take the mid-range. My scoreboard says I'm one off. They're going to take that away. Here comes Cox. Or now to Cox. Cox will lay it up. That one's going to be too hard. Hill tried to get the rebound, couldn't come up with it. Roseburg will bring it into the forecourt. From the foul line and banking it in is Carollo. Cox cross court to Hill. Hill had a three and it got shot down. Bounce it down low instead and then get it right back. And that isn't going to be any good. Try to get off of the pass there from Lackey. And they're going to call Roseburg basketball. And for a moment they had called a foul, but Grants Pass is just doing a major change in personnel. So we'll catch up with all of that. Nowhere to go. Trying to go into the middle. Here's Johnson. Johnson will drive. Johnson will not get the roll. So there's going to be a Grants Pass foul. Foul is on Spindlove. Spindlove's second. Johnson gets one of them. Leaving points off the board. Here's a three. That one's no good. Roseburg's leaving points off the board every time they miss a free throw. As the coaches like to say, those are gimmies. They're the easiest ones you'll ever get. There's a spin. That one doesn't go. Put the rebound back up. That one doesn't go. Tipped around. Finally coming out of there with it is Lindahl. Ahead to Latham. Latham launches a three, and we are at halftime. At halftime, Roseburg leads this one big time over the Roseburg Indians as on the John L. Scott scoreboard. They lead it by a count of 43-28. We're back to talk about things at halftime on the Lithia Superstore Game of the Night on TableRockSports.net.
For over 50 years, each day has started with a smile, a helping hand, and a promise to be there when you need us most. Delivering on that promise are our hard-working, dedicated employees. At Sherms, we're proud to be an essential part of our community and look forward to keeping our selection, quality, and value where our customers deserve for many years to come. Sherms Food for Less and Thunderbird Market.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
The Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Medford Superstore wants to buy your vehicle. So we'll beat any other dealer's offer to buy your vehicle by $500. And if we don't buy your vehicle, we'll fill up your gas tank. Only at Lithia Dodge.
When you work with Hart Insurance Agency, you'll experience the quality service and attention to detail that you'll only find with an independent insurance agency. Hart Insurance Agency was founded in 1947 and is one of the largest independent, locally owned agencies in Southern Oregon, with offices in Grants Pass and Medford. Their experienced team of agents have the knowledge to design, place, and to manage your personal and business insurance plans. Find out more. Visit hartinsurance.com.
The Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Medford Superstore wants to buy your vehicle. So we'll beat any other dealer's offer to buy your vehicle by $500. And if we don't buy your vehicle, we'll fill up your gas tank. Only at Lithia.
Welcome back to the Lithia Superstore Game of the Night on TableRockSports.net. As Lady Cavers lead this one by 15. They've led by as much as 20 here in this first half over the Roseburg Indians. The score was 26-10 at the end of the first quarter. Both teams really picked it up in quarter number 2, though. Roseburg put 18 on the board and Grants Pass put 17 on the board. That's how we get to our 43-28 game. And individual scoring at the moment, the Roseburg Indians are led by the 8 of Kylie Miller, 6 for Maddie Newton, 4 for Aline Miller, 4 for Gabby Johnson, 1 for Presley Petrie, and 2 for Ansley Carollo. Or at least unofficially. It adds up, but I'm always unofficial is what we tell you. Meanwhile, for the Lady Cavers, they're led by the 16 of Millie Lathan. And again, I'm kind of smiling here just a little bit because they talked about how they were going to at least slow Millie Lathan down a little bit. I haven't even come close to doing that at all. 8 for Lucy Nugent and for Marley Hill, 5 for Kenley Cox, 4 for Eva Lindahl, and 2 for Caitlin Coulter, which gets you to the 43 for Grants Pass. When we come back, we'll look at a few things that are going on. They put out the state statistical leaders, and it's kind of interesting that nobody of the Southwest Conference hardly on either side, boys or girls, shows up. I think a couple of South Medford players show up once, but the Southwest Conference not very dominating right now. But we'll take a look at what else is going to go on here tonight in the Southwest Conference when we return. We are at halftime, and on the John L. Scott scoreboard, it's a huge lead for Grants Pass, as John L. Scott has offices in Medford, Ashland, and Eugene.
Your new year warm and happy with Abby's all new Loaded Spuds. Hot, cheesy, bacon packed, and easy on the wallet. When January feels cold and budgets feel tight, Abby's got the comfort you're craving. Loaded Spuds for a limited time at Abby's.
Serving Southern Oregon for 69 years calls for a celebration, and Lippert's is having one. It's the 69th anniversary celebration. The region's largest in-stock inventory of beautiful flooring is on sale. Waterproof plank, just $269 a square foot. Laminate, $169. Carpet, an amazing 69 cents a square foot. And ask about special no-interest financing during the 69th anniversary celebration at Lippert's Carpet One, Grants Pass, and Medford.
Pepperoni lovers rejoice! Pepperoni Palooza is back at Abby's. Get a large legendary pepperoni for under $20, or go giant with 50% more pizza for just $8 more. Two great prices to conquer every January appetite and budget. Order now at abbys.com.
We return here at halftime at Heater Newman Memorial Gymnasium. A huge lead right now of 15 for the Lady Cavers. What else is going on? Well, we can tell you the number one West Lynn has defeated Lake Ridge today. A 69-19 victory for the West Lynn Lions. They are number one on the girls' side when it comes to basketball. Meanwhile, here in the rest of the Southwest Conference, Sheldon is at Willamette. South Medford is at North Medford. South Eugene's playing a non-league game tonight against Sprague. So as you look at it, not so sure that Sheldon can beat Willamette, as Willamette's struggling and certainly down by all counts, but Sheldon maybe is down a little bit too. Be interesting to see how that goes. We would say that South Medford will probably keep right on winning though and be leading the conference by the time the night is over. As not so sure that Roseburg is going to find its way back from 15 down, but we'll see. When we come back, it'll be time for second half action here on the Lithia Superstore. Game of the night on TableRockSports.net.
It's game time, and there's only one thing that makes it all possible. Refs.
We're looking for people like you. Former athletes.
Parents.
Community members.
Anyone who can manage the game and stick with it.
But we need more heroes and stripes. People like you.
Join the team and keep sports alive.
Play ball.
Because no ref, no game.
Choose a company that best represents you and our local community.
Choose a company that focuses on relationships rather than transactions.
Choose a company that empowers their employees and provides growth opportunities from within.
Choose a company that shows compassion and rises to the occasion in times of need.
Call a John L. Scott broker today.
Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Medford Superstore wants to buy your vehicle. So we'll beat any other dealer's offer to buy your vehicle by $500. And if we don't buy your vehicle, we'll fill up your gas tank. Only at Lithia Dodge.
Whether it's game day or a family get-together, Sherm's has the quality products and prices that will make you cheer. Sherm's Thunderbird Market, Medford's original discount grocery store.
You want diverse venues? We got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
The Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Medford Superstore wants to buy your vehicle. So we'll beat any other dealer's offer to buy your vehicle by $500. And if we don't buy your vehicle, we'll fill up your gas tank. Only at Lithia Dodge.
We welcome back Lippert's Carpet One of Medford and Grants Pass. And also State Farm Insurance agent Rory Wold of Medford. We're partnering with Table Rock Sports again in 2026. Two great additions to our sponsor roster. We get ready for action here in quarter number 3. We'll see if Grants Pass can expand this lead. As we noted in the pregame, this is an important game early on, as we're going to do some positioning establishing here. Roseburg will begin with the basketball. Johnson has it. Go down in the corner. That's Miller running. That one doesn't go. Lathan with the rebound. Bounce it ahead to Hill. Hill's going to lose it. Taken away by Kennedy Smith. He gets it back to Johnson. And we'll start in again. And both Millers are out there. That's Kylie Miller that had it. Give it up to Aline Miller. Aline dribbling, spinning, twisting, finally putting it up. That one's no good. It's a Lady Caver rebound. Lathan with it. Charging into the forecourt. Put it up off the glass. Yes. Lathan continues to just burn Roseburg right now. 18. That's taken away. Smith trying to get it to the inside. They get it to Hill. Hill will lay it up and in. Hill reaches double figures. Kylie Miller to Newton. Newton drives, spins. That one doesn't go either. Lathan will get it ahead to Hill one more time. Hill will lay it in again. They have to call timeout and figure out a defense for Hill. It's now a 21-point lead for the Lady Cavers as they start this quarter on a 6-0 run. Johnson started the first quarter on a 10-0 run. To Newton for 3. Yes. All right, take a couple points away. Sorry, but the scoreboard says it's 49-30. Here's Hill with it. I'm trying to give you some more points, Roseburg, but apparently not. Lathan down low. Get it back in. Yes. As Lindahl will lay that one in. Back out to 21 again. That's taken away. Lindahl stripping. Getting it to Lathan. Lathan has players left and right. Puts it up off the glass. That one isn't any good. That running jumper would not go. Kylie Miller with the rebound. Out in the corner goes to Smith. Smith will bounce it in. They almost lost it, but Newton will rescue it. In the corner, it goes to Kylie Miller. That three is no good. Hill with the rebound for the Lady Cavers. DeLathan for three. That one's short. To Newton underneath. Newton can't get that one to go. They almost called a foul, but took it back. Lathan weaving all the way into the front court. Now stopped over to Lindahl for a three. That one's offline. Newton with another rebound. And we've cooled off here with 4:10 to go in the period. And what do we have? We have a timeout. Roseburg. And it's a full timeout. We'll do likewise here on TableRockSports.net.
At Rogue Credit Union, we don't answer to shareholders. Instead, we return earnings back to our members. We know that we're stronger when we work together, and that's why we're invested here, living, giving, and supporting local. We're your friends and your neighbors. We know the needs of our communities. Being a part of Rogue means that our focus is on our members, and when you prosper, we prosper. See the credit union difference and how being a part of something smaller can have a bigger impact.
Bill's Glass covers the full spectrum of your glass needs and dreams. Having new windows installed by Bill's Glass dramatically update and improves the look of your home and helps reduce energy bills year-round. Let Bill's Glass show you what you've been missing. Bill's Glass, the largest glass company in Southern Oregon for your home and auto, as well as the trusted industry leader for over 50 years. Locally owned, family run, Bill's Glass in Ashland, Medford, and Grants Pass.
Welcome back to Heater Newman Memorial Gymnasium. 21-point lead on the John L. Scott scoreboard. John L. Scott with offices in Medford, Ashland, and Eugene. And this Lithia Superstore game tonight is lopsided in favor of the Lady Cavers. Johnson will lose it out of bounds. I would say that Coach Ethan Lackey's plan of good defense on the half court has worked out well tonight for the Lady Cavers. He spoke about that before the game. I was talking to him that that's really was going to be important. There's Lathan working her way in for a short one. 20 on the night for Lathan. Johnson traveled. Hill around to Lathan. Down to Lindahl. Lindahl spins. That one doesn't go. Kylie Miller with the rebound. To Smith for three. No. But Roseburg gets the rebound. Working it underneath was Eileen Smith, but Eileen couldn't get that one to go. Trying to get ahead to Hill. Hill trying to catch us up with it. To Lindahl. To Lathan. Down low to Reese. Reese back out to Spindlove. And around they go. Hill to Lindahl for three. No, but they're going to pass will grab the rebound. Reese will put it in. 2:35 to go, third period. As Grants Pass continues to push it. Kylie Miller being hounded unmercifully. There's going to be a foul on Hill. I didn't remove the fouls. I should, because believe it or not, that's the first foul of the period. Her first, the first on Grants Pass. Lathan Lindahl step out for the moment. Brooklyn Harwood is in, as well as Coulter. Newton for Roseburg, spins, puts that one up. Nope, that little scoop shot hasn't went all night long. Reese to Hill. Hill takes it all the way herself and puts that one in. 14 for Hill. Spendlove on the ground there for a moment. Smith to Kylie Miller to Newton. Lots of time yet. There's another scoop shot that doesn't go, but this one results in a foul and some shots. That is on Harwood. That'll be the first, of course, on Harwood. And Newton is good with number 1. Petrie re-enters the game for Roseburg. The next one by Newton is good. We're down to a minute 35 in the third period. Reese around, now they get it to Coulter, back to Reese. Reese will drive, Reese can't put it up, and it's going to be taken away. Trying to get it to Hill. Coming is Petrie. Petrie can't do anything with it. Now go back out and they'll set it up for a 3. That's back iron. Coulter with the rebound for the Lady Cavers. Hill drives it to the foul line and then back out. Coulter with it. Get it down in the middle to Nugent. There's a 3. That one is no good. That was Hill with that 3-point shot. Here's a Roseburg with it, and putting it in is going to be Carollo. So Carollo gets one in. And we're down to 35 seconds in the period. Hill is fouled. It's only the first one, though, on Roseburg. It's on Petrie, her second. But it does put Hill at the line for a couple. Hill manages 2 of them. So they'll close out the third period. Will the Lady Cavers with a 25-point lead, pending on what happens here. Newton, there's Petrie for 3. No. And a rebound by Hill, foul. It's going to be on Johnson. It is the first on Johnson. So 2 team fouls apiece. So we won't be having foul shots here in this quarter at 16.5 seconds left to go. Lathan has it. See how fast they can get into their offense here. Lathan backing down, getting it out to Coulter. Coulter cannot get a 3 off. Coulter in the lane, puts it up off the glass, no good. Roseburg has it, and that's going to be the end of the quarter right there. We'll head to the fourth quarter, and as we do on the John L. Scott scoreboard, Grants Pass 59, Roseburg 34. John L. Scott with offices in Medford, Ashland, and Eugene.
Diverse venues, we got them. Year-round sports access? You bet. Race cars, soccer, paragliding? Check, check, check. Medford has it covered as your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
Okay, you know how people complain about how Dutch Bros workers are like too nice, too hyper, compliment you too much, whatever? Maybe you're not nice enough. Maybe you need to get a little Dutch Bros in you.
Discover the West Coast destination for those seeking more. More sunny days, more athletic facilities, more outdoor adventures, more to do during downtime. Medford is your sport ground, where the West Coast plays.
As we went to the break, Kylie Miller ended up on the floor injured. She's still on the floor. They're looking at her right arm. She still hasn't gotten up yet. Now they're going to get her up. But she's not moving that right arm at all. She's holding it there. She is wiggling the fingers, so we're going to go with the good news that we have, which is she's wiggling the fingers, and they weren't calling for a splint, so I don't know that it's necessarily as serious as a broken one, but can't make a diagnosis from the distance that I'm at. That's for sure. Now we got all we got down here. We have they need somebody to make a shot here. It's time to start the second or the fourth quarter. And a bit of a delay because of the injury, so they're giving the teams a little extra time. Here we go. Gonna try and make it a three-point shot. No. No. It was online, but no. There it is. But that's one too late. Oh, just one too late there. That is. Shot was good after the buzzer. He's still cleaned up. He got Krispy Kremes. What's up with that, I say? Here we go, quarter number 4. Rams pass will begin with the basketball. Lathan. It's a pick from Lindahl, but can't use it. Hill, after open for a 3. That's going to be back iron though. Johnson back into the game after having to sit for a while because of foul problems. Here's Petrie for 3. Yes. Make that Newton. Newton hits the 3. And out of bounds. Turnover, Grant's pass. Roseburg will take it back quickly. Might be up by 18, but if you're the Lady Cavers, you need to keep your head in the game here and play some D. Here's a 3. Yes! Petrie for 3. And just like that, here they come. Still a good size lead, 19. But you certainly don't want Roseburg to get hot. Hill to Cox. Cox will start it again in the corner to Lindahl. Tried to get it right back to Cox. Couldn't do it. Lathan going to pop a 3. Yes. That is one way to solve the problem. It's backed out to 22. Johnson. Going to get it right back to her. Handling that was Corello. Newton. Left Johnson open for a 3. And no. Lathan with the rebound on the ground. Can't stop and help there, really, as was Lackey. Lindahl. Lindahl goes up. Lindahl is fouled. I always forget. You'd think that I would have this down. It's not the first season we've done this, but I keep forgetting to reset fouls all the time. But we do. We reset. At the line is going to be Lindahl. .6:11 to go. Third period. Lindahl with a couple right there. Pushes the lead out to 24. Newton holding it. Now give it back to Johnson. Around to Miller. Aline Miller to Newton in the middle. That's knocked away. Banged around. Who's going to come up with it? On the floor we go. Are we going to call jump ball? Oh, Roseburg's going to call a 30-second timeout. Yeah, possession of the ball. They called the timeout quickly. Not a big deal. 5:48 to go in the game. You're trailing by 24. You can afford to spend a timeout to keep the ball. For almost 50 years, Bill's Glass has been the clear choice in Southern Oregon for your home, vehicle, or business needs. Locally owned, family run, Bill's Glass supports our schools and communities. Discover the vibrant lifestyle at Twin Creeks Retirement in Central Point. Enjoy spacious apartments, gourmet dining, and enriching activities in a welcoming community. Learn more at twincreeksretirement.com. Inbounds we go, and they'll get it to Newton. Newton will cross it to Johnson. Johnson will be again the drive. She's rejected from behind by Lindahl. They get it ahead to Hill, who chases it down. Hill was trying to bounce it to Nugent. Could not, or make that Cox. Could not, as Roseburg knocks it out of bounds. Lindahl to inbound it. They'll set this up. Break. They get it around to Miller. Or Lackey. Lackey gets it to Hill. Hill will put it up off the glass. That doesn't go. It's a Roseburg rebound. Kylie Miller with it. Around to Aileen Miller. Back up to Kylie for three. Yes. That is her third three-pointer of the night. Lathan inside loses that one. Smith has it in her hands. Gets it to Kylie Miller. Kylie Miller driving in. No, she's not going to launch a three this time. Johnson. That's going to be tipped away, but they'll get it back. Newton. Here's Kylie Miller for three. No. That time around and out. Lathan. Quickly to the forecourt to Hill, who will step back three. No, that one doesn't go. Put it up underneath. That one doesn't go. Scramble around for the rebound. Out of bounds. Roseburg. The official just kept holding his hand up in the air. And Grant's pass says they want a timeout. It's a full one here on the Lithia Superstore Game of the Night on TableRockSports.net.
Combining your home and auto insurance could save you time and money. And who doesn't like that? Want surprisingly great rates on auto, home, and life? Now's the time to call State Farm agent Rory Wold in Medford.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
This has been my profession for 30 plus years now. I really love my work. We try to source as many ingredients as we can, as local as possible, like local fruits and vegetables. We have a menu like you would find in any nice restaurant. We don't make it until you order it, so everything will be coming out fresh. We do have wonderful desserts here as well. Every day you have 5 or 6 options as far as a fresh dessert go. People are bringing their friends and family and wanting to show off what we have here to offer.
Come take a tour of Twin Creeks and meet our award-winning.
4:30 to go, fourth quarter, and on the John L. Scott scoreboard. Grants Pass 64, Roseburg 43. John L. Scott with offices in Medford, Ashland, and Eugene. Roseburg right now has it. Newton at the foul line. Newton bounces it down low, rejected by Lindahl, but they say Lindahl fouled in the process. And going to the line will be Eileen Miller. It's the first on Lindahl. Elaine Miller at the line and has one of them. Spindler. No, that one doesn't go. Tipped out of bounds. They're going to say off for Grants Pass. Johnson to Eileen Miller. Back around to Johnson. Smith for three. No. Lathan with another rebound. To Lindahl. Back to Lathan. Ahead to Hill. Nope, going to be taken away. Johnson steps in. Johnson's going to take this one all the way to the hoop. That isn't any good. Put up the rebound and in Kylie Miller. Reese, who's in the game. Hill to Spindlove. Ooh. I got to say, it's off of Newton. Trying to get that to Lindahl, but Newton stepped right into the middle of that pass. Petrie will return. Lindahl off the glass, yes. So I'll make that Lathan, not Lindahl, but Lathan continues to put him down. Johnson, there's Newton, three-point territory. A wide open Miller, and she has a yes for sure. Eileen Miller with three. Roseburg, or Grants Pass, willing to be a little slower about getting shot up. That time Lathan missed that one. 17-point lead right now for Grants Pass. Newton to Johnson. Johnson, Miller has it go off of her hands. Kylie Miller couldn't grab that one. There's Nugent. Nugent is in double figures for the night with 10. Miller there again. And here's Kylie Miller for three. No. Reese with the rebound. To Lathan. Lathan past everybody. Drops it off for Coulter. Coulter drops it out of bounds. Cox is coming back in. Harwood coming in for the Lady Cavers. Reese is staying. Lathan isn't sure which way to go. There, we got 5 out on the floor, so we're good. Reese also came out. There's down low is Kylie Miller. That one doesn't go. Coulter with the rebound, traveled. So right now, there's Nugent, Harwood, Cox, Spindlove, and Coulter in for Grants Pass. 1:52 to go. 21-point lead right now for the Lady Cavers. Pulling it back out is Weaver. And then get it back around to Carollo. Carollo has it again to Weaver. Weaver will drive. Weaver will get stopped. Here's a three. Yes. Gotta pick up the number. Still not sure I picked up the number. 0. Melling put that three-pointer in. Minute 26 to go. And get it to Melling again. Now a three-pointer this time. Pulls that one down to Weaver. Here's a three. That one's not good. Roseburg scrambling for the rebound, but coming out of there with it. Ahead to Coulter. Coulter back to Reese. Reese can't get a three off. Puts it in. Nope. They're going to call travel. They certainly are. Yeah. A minute to go in the ball game. Grants Pass is going to go to 3-1 in conference play. They're going to be feeling pretty good about themselves, really. And they should be feeling good about themselves. They're putting themselves in a pretty good position here. There's a three. That one's no good. Knocked out of bounds by Cox. 41.6 to go in the ball game. Bounce it in. Melling, but no three here. Here's a three. That one isn't any good. Roseburg will get the rebound. They'll set it up again this time. Right around. Nope, Weaver can't do it. Here's Melling for three. That one is no good. Coulter blocks out nicely that time and will grab the rebound. We're under 20 seconds to go, down to 15. See if Coulter will dribble it out. It looks like that. Maybe. Nugent to Cox to Reese. Well, they're certainly not going to put it up. And that's going to be the end of the game. So it's a final here at Heater Newman Gymnasium. And the John L. Scott scoreboard. Grants Pass wins this one by a count of 68 to 52. We invite you to stay tuned for the Know Your Role post-game show. Visit travelmedford.org/knowyourrole to see how this campaign is changing the culture of youth sports for the better, and to learn about your sport ground where the West Coast comes to play. We'll take a look at how this unfolded when we return right after this on TableRockSports.net.
For over 50 years, each day has started with a smile, a helping hand, and a promise to be there when you need us most. Delivering on that promise are our hard-working, dedicated employees. At Sherms, we're proud to be an essential part of our community and look forward to keeping our selection, quality, and value where our customers deserve for many years to come. Sherms Food for Less and Thunderbird Market.
It takes meticulous planning, continuous monitoring, and forward thinking to deliver the perfect 3-egg omelet.
The Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Medford Superstore wants to buy your vehicle. So we'll beat any other dealer's offer to buy your vehicle by $500. And if we don't buy your vehicle, we'll fill up your gas tank. Only at Lithia Dodge.
When you work with Hart Insurance Agency, you'll experience the quality service and attention to detail that you'll only find with an independent insurance agency. Hart Insurance Agency was founded in 1947 and is one of the largest independent, locally owned agencies in Southern Oregon, with offices in Grants Pass and Medford. Their experienced team of agents have the knowledge to design, place, and to manage your personal and business insurance plans. Find out more. Visit hartinsurance.com.
The Lithia Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Medford Superstore wants to buy your vehicle. So we'll beat any other dealer's offer to buy your vehicle by $500. And if we don't buy your vehicle, we'll fill up your gas tank. Only at Lithia.
And we welcome you back to the Know Your Role post-game show. We're still involved in a little math here. And my math is just a little off, it looks like. Let's see how well I did. I didn't do well, maybe. You'd be surprised how easy I mess this up. 33. Well, yes. That's why we're off, because you can't add. That's the problem right there. All right. We got ourselves more or less fixed. That's what we're saying. So Grants Pass wins this one 68-52. Grants Pass took off on a 10-0 start here in quarter number one, and really never looked back from that moment as they just hung on and in fact began the third quarter with another 8-0 run, 6-0 run, something like that, and kind of just really put the game away as far as Roseburg was concerned. They got down and they just never could catch up. Trailed by 20 plus at times, but managed to close it down to a respectable 16 anyway. For Roseburg, they were led by the 13 points of, or make it the 14 points of Maddie Newton, 13 for Kylie Miller. There was 8 for Aline Miller, 3 each for Presley Petrie and Janelle Melling, and there was 4 points here for Ansley Corello. So that's really the scoring there. And Ireland Weaver also had 3 points. For the Grants Pass Lady Cavers, they were led by the 25 of Millie Lathan. Double figures for a couple more. Marley Hill had 16. And Lucy Nugent ended up with 10. She had 8 of those 10 in the first half. 8 for Eva Lindahl. There was 5 for Kinley Cox, 2 for Caitlin Coulter, and for Natalie Reese. So the Grants Pass Lady Cavers improved their record now to 8-8 overall. More importantly, 3-1 in league play. Meanwhile, for the Roseburg Indians, they fall now to 9-6, 2-1 in league play. So the Grants Pass, I'll get out of this page here and see if I can get out of this page and maybe get out of one more. There we go. So this really, as I scroll here a little bit, the Lady Cavers, yes, will go to 3-1. You kind of assume that North Medford Black Tornado is going to be 1-2 and South Medford 4-0 after tonight. The toss-up game is between the Willamette Wolverines and the Sheldon Irish. The Sheldon Irish started off in the non-league doing pretty well, and all of a sudden they got into league play, and it hasn't went quite as well for them as it was going otherwise. We'd like to say thank you for watching tonight's broadcast. We'd like to thank Grants Pass High School for hosting the Lithia Superstore Game of the Night on TableRockSports.net. And a hearty thank you to our officials for being here for tonight's game. You can visit TableRockSports.net to see when our next live high school sports events are scheduled. Again, the final score on the John L. Scott scoreboard: Grants Pass 68, Roseburg 52. This has been a presentation of TableRockSports.net. Our executive producer is Joe Brett. With Mikhail, who ran the camera tonight, I'm Terry Ross saying thanks for watching. Good night from Grants Pass High School in Grants Pass, Oregon.